We here at MSNBC are under the NBC News umbrella. NBC News has partnerships with other media organizations around the world. That may be so we can have another outlet or another platform for getting our coverage out there, our videos on the New York Times website, for example. Or it may be to help us maximize coverage from other places, to expand our own news-gathering reach. That's the relationship we have with a UK outlet called ITN. And ITN today had its people right in the middle of the riots that set central London on fire. The footage ITN fed from those riots is astonishing. This is important as a news story, but even if you don't care about this as a news story, this news coverage is astonishing in its own right. This is London. This is Parliament Square, not Tiananmen Square, right in the center of London. Watch this.
Thousands of demonstrators are now about 20 yards or so from the gates of Parliament itself. But as you can see, there are a large number of riot police between the protesters and Parliament. One thing, though, these protesters have already achieved today, and that's regaining Parliament Square as a place of protest for the people of this country.
Even now, as for most of the day, the vast bulk of protesters were peaceful, interested in making a point forcefully, but not fighting with anyone.
I think we're really putting on the pressure, so I think, yeah, the demonstrations definitely have made an influence.
That said, from the air you could see what unfolded across the afternoon as thousands of protesters and hundreds of police confronted each other. A simple no written on the grass of Parliament Square, so long barred to protesters. But this was in its way a peculiarly British affair. No water cannon, no tear gas from the police. The British way is to stand there and hold the line, with horses if necessary. Look top left and you can see an officer apparently pulled from his horse. The riderless animal at ground level. And the rider nearby with suspected leg injuries. Outside Westminster Abbey, riot police pelted with Christmas baubles filled with paint. Again, all rather British, not exactly petrol bombs, but not pleasant. The police say, though, that 3 of their officers have been seriously injured. Scores of demonstrators and other officers will also have been injured.
The police say their plan is to get the protesters out of Parliament Square just there and down to the embankment where they originally were going to hold the protest rally. But within a few yards of Parliament, it's quite clear none of the protesters seem to want to leave that zone. And quite a few, hundreds in fact, are hell-bent on having a fight with the police.
As dusk approached, news of the vote was eagerly anticipated here, of course. This, just one small corner of Parliament Square, moments after news of the vote came through to the crowd. An officer gets separated from his lines. He was lucky to be rescued. At the rally beginning this march today, speaker after speaker said, whatever happens today, we go back and we plan for further protest.
Now, the vote protesters are reacting to tonight was this one, by which the House of Commons essentially tripled college tuition, part of that country's sweeping and draconian new budget cuts. The reaction to that vote, to the austerity policies of the UK, even saw the future King of England physically targeted tonight. Demonstrators pelting Prince Charles's vehicle with paintballs at one point, smashing the glass. As he and his wife Camilla made their way to a concert tonight, the couple was unharmed. Their bulletproof Rolls-Royce was not unharmed. That, of course, is the news that got the lion's share of the attention tonight. The royal family became the lead, of course. The bigger story, though, is that revolt in the streets is part of the reaction to some governments' response to the worldwide financial crisis. Some governments have decided that austerity measures are how they will save their economies now. Thanks to some amazing journalism from correspondent Alex Thompson and our colleagues at ITN, we can now see more clearly exactly how those who are expected to bear the burden of those austerity measures are not going to take it quietly. It's what every government in the rest of the industrialized world is hoping does not happen there next.